Hello again. Here is an anecdote from my past. Shortly after the 7/7 tube bombings in 2005, I was travelling in London and entered Mile End tube station. I was stopped by two policemen who wished to search me under the Prevention of Terrorism Act, just in case I was planning to smuggle a bomb onto the underground system. Picture the scene: a white man, English, in his late middle age, hurrying to catch a train. I resisted the temptation to ask them if they didn't have anything better to do, like catching actual terrorists or something. I'm bound to say that sort of thing seldom goes down well with the police. So I didn't say anything. The whole thing went off smoothly. It did seem to me a bit bizarre, though, because they must have known perfectly well that any prospective suicide bomber would be a young man who was either black or of Asian appearance. Why on earth waste their time searching me when there almost certainly were terrorists planning attacks on the tube system? I found out later that the Metropolitan Police were worried about being accused of Islamophobia or racism if they focused upon the people who were most likely to be suicide bombers, and so they had decided to make the figures for stop and search operations look a bit better by searching women and old white guys instead of the ones who they knew might actually be bombers. So instead of just searching the ones Asian or Middle Eastern appearance, they made perfectly sure there were plenty of white people as well mixed up in their figures. This is one of those things which handicap the police, of course, that they are unable to use what is sometimes called racial profiling, but it's known to the rest of us as common sense. If you are patrolling a city late at night and there's been a spate of burglaries in the area, would you stop and search a middle-aged Sikh if you saw him? No, that would be nuts. What about a young white guy? Much more sensible, because burglary is almost invariably carried out by young white men. So if you want to catch a burglar, the thing to do is to focus your attentions on young white men who are out in the middle of the night. However, you must not let it be known or written down anywhere that you are actually looking for certain types of criminal according to their ethnicity. This is because there's been fuss in the past when the police have tried to prevent young black men being killed by other young black men. If they start a stop and search operation in some part of London like Tottenham or Stratford and target the people who are most likely to be carrying knives and guns, then they'll be focusing on young black men, and this has in the past led to rioting and accusations of racism. So they will search white people and Chinese as well, even though they know that the chances of those people carrying guns is absolutely non-existent. It means that the figures for their stop and search campaign won't make it seem as if they've been targeting any particular ethnicity. It's all about appearance. But of course, it prevents the police from actually getting to grips with those committing the crimes. The police actually know, just like the rest of us, which groups are likely to commit which crimes. When I posted about the Nottingham attacks yesterday before anything at all was known about the attacker, I said that he would be either a black man with mental health problems or a religious maniac from South Asia or the Middle East. Of course, in the event, he's ticked almost all the boxes. For the man arrested for the attacks is a West African with mental health problems who is also a recent convert to Islam and has been hanging out at a mosque. Of course, the police in Nottingham would have known at once the colour of the person for whom they were hunting, but it was important that they didn't reveal that they knew this, or let anybody think that they had any preconceived ideas about who they might be looking for. That's why on their Twitter account, in which they gave news about the progress of the case, they used the photograph you can see in the thumbnail to this video of a white person being handcuffed. They continued to use this photograph even after they'd caught the suspect and knew he was as black as Newgate's knocker. Welcome to anti-racism in the modern British police forces.